That now. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I think I figured out the problem.
What was the problem, man? I've never seen that happen before.
I was thinking I might promote my brand sponsor in the video, so I selected the notify of paid promotion, and I think that removes the ability to chat somehow.
Interesting. All right, guys. Well, we got the chat fixed. So if you have a question for VK or myself, definitely put it in the chat.
Sorry
And
about that, y'all.
if you wanna make a comment like Jesus is the answer or something, go ahead. That's cool. We love your time and attention too. But if you want to tell me or VK, either one of us, how much you love us and wish that you could have VK's penis, then go ahead and comment that as well. Um, Siren is watching, or she's supposed to be watching. She better not say something like that. She better comment about my penis.
One of my satanic friends left a comment on one of my TikToks, just Jesus is Lord, to fuck with me.
Yeah. You know what this is?
It looks like a castration device.
It is a rabbi's tool. All
Ew.
right. It's a circumciser. The rabbis, the Jews, the Jewish rabbis, they will put the little boy's, the newborn baby's penis through this hole and then chop the tip of it off, the foreskin. And then they put it in their mouth and suck the blood out of it until it stops bleeding. And that's socially acceptable in the Jewish community and apparently throughout the world. But actually, no, this is a cigar cutter.
Okay.
My good buddy Vincent Sanchez, he sends me cigars every so often. Like he orders them, and he gets like a variety. So he'll send me like a variety pack of cigars. And I don't smoke cigarettes in my house because my girl don't like cigarette smoke and whatnot. So I smoke a cigar. They usually this one this one actually kind of smells like a butthole.
Mm.
It doesn't smell sweet like a Black and Mild or whatever, but no, it's dude, it's kind of stinky. Like
Yeah, go on.
it smells like a butthole. Like when you go to snort a line of coke off your girlfriend's butthole or a stripper's butthole, whatever. That's kind of what it smells like. So we'll see how good this cigar is.
Yeah. Oh, fortunately, it's only like one denomination of Judaism that does that type of castration.
The rabbis, right? The Jewish rabbis.
Well, yeah, rabbis of a certain type of Judaism.
All right. Well, I don't give a fuck, man. Like, if they're doing it, then that's child genital mutilation and oral sodomy and child molestation. So not only are you being traumatized by having your genitals mutilated at birth or shortly after birth, after they give you to your parents and you feel the love and they think, oh, they're always going to protect me and love me and never let anything bad happen to me. They love me so much. And they hand me over to this motherfucking rabbi with his faggoty little hat and his faggoty little dangly bangs. And like they stand there and let him chop the tip of their dick off with his 24,000 nerve endings. Like that has to hurt like hell. All right. I don't remember because I was a little baby when I got circumcised, but if I could hunt down the dude that did that, the doctor that circumcised me, it wasn't a rabbi. Family ain't Jewish. But yeah, I was born in a hospital, and that's just what they do here in the States. Over in England and Ireland and other places like that, nobody's circumcised. Just here in the US and over in Israel.
Mm.
But
So,
yeah, I would kick that dude's ass if I could find the doctor that circumcised me. Let's see, we have some questions. Do you want to address them?
hey, yeah, Jared is asking if you want to talk about it, what you think of JD getting back together with Mothra and posting videos of her crying and freaking out. I haven't seen those.
Okay, so let me read the question. JS, what do you think about the whole JD thing? Personally, I don't care that he went back to Christianity. but I am super disappointed he got back with Mothra. He himself posted videos of her crying. Okay, I have nothing to do with any of that shit. You know, JD, JD Temple, was a friend and a brother, a guy that I totally trusted enough to let him stay in my house with both my families. Back, I mean, we've been friends for like 12 fucking years at this point. We're best friends for 10 years. And he came to visit me in my house when I was still married to my ex-wife, and met my children, both my daughter and my stepchildren. Like I trusted him enough to stay in my home with my first family. And then not long before he went to this camp, he came to stay with me and my new family, which is Siren, my new soon to be wife, my fiance, and our children that we have together. And yeah,
You can tell him what happened.
yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I'll tell him what happened. Like he became friends with this short, fat, goofy looking bulldog looking motherfucker that went by the name Hearse the Spiritual Hitman. Guy I never heard of, but he did subscribe to my Patreon. He was a top tier Patreon subscriber of mine, I found out for the first few months that I was on Patreon. And so, like, he studied and learned all of my shit, all of my rituals and stuff that I put on there, because that's where I put my how to do the shit that I do. Like, if you want to do what I do professionally, subscribe to my Patreon. All right. I wanted to plug my Patreon anyway. Tomorrow night, I'm doing my monthly Patreon group ritual. It's a rite of destruction with Abaddon the Destroyer, designed to destroy your enemies, your hidden enemies, enemies that you do not know that you have, or friends that you think are your friends, but they're really your enemies. And of course, enemies that you know of, but the secret enemies part, that's the kicker, as well as future enemies. So you might think they might be your friend now, but if they're going to fuck you over in the future, you might not know, but Abaddon knows. So yeah, and it's also a rite of destruction for obstacles. Anything, an obstacle that's standing in your way of being successful, it's a destruction rite to clear the path for you. And yeah, anyway, like I said, if you want to participate in that, sign up for my Patreon. Top tier subscribers get a sacrificial group ritual performed for them every single month, and they also get access to all of my content that is too explicit to put on YouTube. I actually show you how to do the spells and the rituals that I do for clients as well as personal shit. But anyway, yeah, he got to be friends with this dude, and this dude like convinced him somehow that I was his enemy. I actually first heard about him from Mothra. So you mentioned Mothra. If it hadn't been for Mothra, I probably wouldn't have known any of this, as well as the girl that, yeah, Cora, the girl that JD started dating after him and Mothra broke up. Cora Rage is what she went by. She was all over JD's YouTube channel. Like so many people, I'm glad somebody brought this up. It's about time that I commented on this shit. Like, what happened with JD? What happened to you and JD? I'll tell you what, JD, if you watch this, and I know you will, then know that you are the only one that fucked up here, man, because I've been a loyal friend to you from the get go, from day one. um, so yeah, he got to be friends with this short, fat goofball that subscribed to my Patreon for 2 whole months so that he could learn my rituals, and then he started copying them. I've got a reverse baptism. Well, yeah, he now advertises and sells an unbaptism. Same ritual, same purpose. I came up with it. Anyway, this dude got in his head and convinced him not only that I was his enemy, but that I'd been his enemy the whole 10 fucking 12 years that I've known him, secretly controlling him through black magic and keeping him under my thumb and forcing him to do whatever the fuck I wanted him to do. And also convinced him that I was possessing his new girlfriend, Cora Rage. All right, the girl that he had on his YouTube channel for a while before he went to the Christian camp. Uh, she apparently did some kind of path working with Satan and thought that she was possessed by Satan. He convinced JD that she wasn't really possessed by Satan, that I was possessing her and controlling her in order to fuck JD over and control him. The craziest shit I've ever heard of. Like, you can't even make up something that crazy, right? It sounds retarded. It's so
Yeah.
crazy. Like, I don't possess people, and I certainly don't fucking pretend to be someone's friend for over a decade just so I can fuck them over and keep them under my thumb. So, anyway, apparently JD bought into this, and apparently, Cora sent me forwarded me some messages where JD said that me and my woman needed to start digging our own graves because he was cursing us to death, like putting death curses on us. Now, he claimed that that didn't happen, that he was just talking shit and he didn't do that. But the short, fat, bulldog looking fucker absolutely attempted to kill us with black magic. And JD knew that was happening. He knew it was going on. He may or may not have participated in these rituals. I don't know. Would he admit it to me if he did? I have no idea. But he knew it was going on. He was talking to me the whole fucking time this was going on, pretending to be my friend. And all the while, he was thinking that I was his secret enemy. Now, I can chalk this up to JD being crazy and doing drugs and uh, undergoing some type of psychosis. I don't fuck with fat people at all. Um, but yeah, I mean, if some short, fat, goofy looking fucker came to me and tried to convince me that you or JD or EA or Joseph Nunn or any of my friends, my best friends for the past fucking decade, my friends and brothers, tried to come to me and convince me that they were like secretly my enemies and had been the whole time, first thing I would do is pick up the phone and call them. Be like, what the fuck, man? What's going on? And that's exactly what I did whenever this Cora bitch, yeah, I'll call her a bitch. I don't care. She's a fucking bitch. She's a hoe. She looks like a goddamn crack whore. All right. That he had a fling with. I don't care. She's nobody to me. But I do appreciate her forwarding me these messages. She didn't do it out of the goodness of her heart. She did it because her and JD had a falling out and she had something on him to fucking pit me against him. So I read this shit and I'm laughing. I'm like, no way, man. Like, no way. This ain't JD saying that me and my woman, Siren, that he just stayed in her house for a fucking month. Ain't no way he's talking about we need to start digging our own graves because he's going to kill us. So I pick up the phone and I call him, expecting him to say, like, no fucking way, dude. I would never do that. It's bullshit. Well, he admitted it. I'll give him that. He admitted to all of it. He's like, yeah, um, yeah, I said that. I didn't actually try to kill you or curse you or anything, and I didn't help this fucking short, fat hearse goofball do anything. But he did admit that he knew the guy was trying to, and he didn't tell me, and he didn't do anything to stop it. And I asked him, I was like, why, dude? Like, I've been nothing but a fucking friend and brother, your best friend and brother for a decade now. Like, why would you ever think that of me or let someone do that, try to do that to me or convince you, let someone convince you that I was your enemy. He's like, well, Cora said that you and your girlfriend were cursing her with spiders. And I'm like, why? Because I put a spider curse on my Patreon. She was a Patreon subscriber too when I first started it. She subscribed. Both of these people subscribed to my Patreon. And yeah, I got a spider curse where you take someone's DNA, either blood or hair or fingernail, drop it in a wolf spider web, and say a word followed by their name, and they have like a fucking panic attack. You know, I was like, why? Because I posted a curse using spiders. He's like, no, no, man, astral spiders. I was like, what? She gets bit by a spider and she blames it on me. He's like, no, no. She said you were cursing her with astral spiders. I'm like, oh, astral spiders? Oh, okay, really? I'm sending astral spiders to fucking attack some bitch that you're fucking for a couple of weeks after you broke up with Mothra, Sarah. And I'm just like, you know what, man? This is so stupid and crazy that I, I'm not gonna retaliate at all. I'm gonna forgive you and I'm gonna fucking tell you that you need to fucking fix yourself and then come back. And you owe all of us an apology. And if you did try to curse me or my girl, then you better try to undo that shit because you are going to get fucked up because we do reversals every week. Um, that was the last time we talked. And then he went to this Christian uh, camp, like a rehabilitation camp. He sold his business and his parents insisted that he had to go to this. It's kind of like the Pray the Gay Away. It's one of them camps where they send gay people that to force them to be straight. Well, it's like that, but for like people that have strayed from Christianity. So like recovering Satanists or anybody that's dabbled in anything that they deem damnable. So it's like a to re-brainwash you into Christianity. And so now he's like a warrior for Christ, but he's still making posts about Azazel, and he hasn't taken any of his old videos down. And since he got out of that camp, he has not contacted me not once. All right. I told him, I said, I forgive you. I chalk it up to you being crazy and probably doing drugs and being over being gullible, allowing yourself to be influenced by a short fat goofball that you knew for a couple of weeks to try to convince you that your best friend of 10 years was secretly your enemy the whole time.
Yeah.
And he's like, what do I got to do to make this right whenever we talk? I was like, honestly, like if we really were like a cult or a gang or anything like that, I'd say his brain's on your boot. That would be the only way you could make this right, is to go stomp that motherfucker's brains out. He's like, oh, I can't do that. I'm gonna go to jail. Like, I don't care. I don't care. Shouldn't have fucking done it.
Yeah.
So I still love you, JD. When you watch this, I've always been your friend. I'll always love you. I've never done anything to hurt you. And if you have done something to harm me in the past, then you're going to have to deal with that with Belial and the spirits. But as far as him turning Christian again, like, dude, I don't care if you love Jesus. Fuck, I love Jesus. I've met the real Jesus. I've evoked the real Jesus. He's one of us, man. He's a black magician. Like, black magicians are cool with Jesus. Jesus Christ walked on top of the mountain with Lucifer, and they offered him all the kingdoms of the earth. He supposedly said no, but now they call him the King of Kings. I think he said yes. I think Jesus Christ was Lucifer's biological son. Whenever Lucifer fell to earth or came to earth, I think he knocked up a really hot bitch and gave birth to whoever Yeshua, that we call Jesus now. Anyway, that's my rant, dude. You talk for a while. You answer some questions. Somebody had to ask about JD, and I hadn't said a fucking word about it. I'm sorry, man.
Hey, it was about time, man.
It was about time I said something.
So I'm gonna rush through 3 simple questions we got asked, and then I'm
All
gonna
right.
ask you the questions that were directed to you.
All right.
First, someone asked, "What does it mean if you see the number 66 while in Thaumiel, the highest Clefothic sphere?" So 66, according to Kenneth Grant, is the secret key to the Qliphoth. That's because it's the sum of every number between 1 and 11. Second question, what's the best demon for acquiring illegal substances? I have 3 options. Belial, Quimediel, and Cain. Be responsible with them.
I would have
Third,
said Belial. So yeah.
yeah. The third one was, is it dangerous for a beginner to pray to the Spider Queen? Yes!
It's dangerous for an adept to work with the Spider Queen. There's no
Yeah.
safe way to practice this shit. You're taking a risk no matter what.
Right, yeah, for sure. Especially with her. But someone asked if you have ever worked with Pazuzu.
Briefly.
How'd it go? You have a kind of a scared look on your face.
All right. Me and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if you include my ex uh, partner, decided we all agreed to do a rite with Pazuzu. And it'd been the first time that I'd worked with him, which I'd always been fast. Dude, did you put your bald cap on? Fuck you. All right, fuck you. You making fun of me? Making fun of me?
No.
I'll grow some hair and make fun of you. I'll
you
do
need
it.
a curly wig for when I
I
grow
need
out again.
I need a curly wig, and I'd have to chop like most of my beard off. If you want to look like me, you got to grow it out like the Keebler elf, bro. Like boom. And why not shave your head? It'll grow back, man. You might like having a shaved head.
I like the way I look now.
Dude, I'm telling you, I started shaving my head at 15. When I was 15 years old, I got in trouble at school, and they had this star program. It was like a boot camp in school. Like you had to show up at like fucking 4 a.m. and wear a uniform, and they shaved your head, and you show up every morning and do 2 hours of PT, like physical training. Then you go do a shower, and then you go to school all day, and then you spend 2 hours doing homework after school. Like, yeah, it was like a fucking boot camp in the school system. You have drill sergeants, and they shave your head and make you wear this really stupid sweats uniform. It's a star on it, and sweatpants, and a sweatshirt, or a t-shirt if it was summer. But dude, can you imagine being in middle school wearing sweatpants? Like, about the time I hit middle school is when I totally lost control of this thing. It would get hard like all the time. Like the bell would ring, time to go to another class, boom, rock hard boner. I'm like, what the fuck? You're walking down the hall with your backpack in front of you. Even wearing jeans, it was hard to hide that shit. At least with jeans, you could flip it up towards your belly button and tighten your belt, and nobody would tell you got a boner. But in sweatpants, man, it was impossible to hide. So anyway, yeah, back to Pazuzu.
Pazuzu.
Yeah, so I did this group right with Pazuzu. It was the first time I summoned him. I'd always been like, I'd always wanted to summon him because I watched The Exorcist when I was a kid. I thought it was the scariest fucking movie ever. Still to this day, man, I think it's still the scariest movie of all time. Like, no one's ever topped that movie, in my opinion, as far as being fucking scary. Um, and so like I had this like fear of Pazuzu because of that movie. Like it scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. Um, but I summoned him, and I wasn't disappointed. He was fucking scary. He was
Oh yeah.
intense. He was scary as shit. Not in the way that you would anticipate or think. just scary as in just his how do I describe this? Just like that quiet guy in the crowd, like in the locker room or in the bar that you just know will beat everyone else's ass. Like everybody's talking shit in the locker room and fucking around or in the bar, and there's that quiet dude in the corner that if you ever try him, he's going to get up and just beat the whole fucking room down.
Hmm.
And you know it, you can sense it. It was
Yeah.
like that. It was like he was chill, but he was intimidating. Just his presence was intimidating. And the ritual we did, it hit fucking hard. Like it hit really hard. Like it fucked that person up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. He's
they
very good for
they
this work.
oh they were a famous motherfucker. Um, it was a televangelist,
Hmm.
Kenneth Copeland. And yeah, right after we did that, his TV show got canceled. And yeah, a lot of bad things have happened for Mr. Copeland since then.
Hmm.
But I was trying to give him a heart attack. Like I bought like a cow heart, like a good sized fucking heart, and I took his picture, printed off a small picture of Kenneth Copeland. I wrote his name and birthday on the back of it, and then I stuck a knife into this cow heart, like into the side of it, and I shoved his picture up in there, and I crammed it full of herbs, and I put gloves on, and I crammed it full of goofer dust. And then I took it to this giant fire ant hill that I had on my property, like full of fire ants. I went and cut an oak tree limb and made like a sharp stake out of it. And I set the heart on top of the ant hill and then drove the stake through it as deep as I could to stake it down.
Hmm.
Um, I was trying to give him a heart attack. That didn't happen, but he lost his TV show, and he's had a lot of health problems since then. And he's been exposed as a fraud since then. He's not making that much money anymore, which doesn't mean much because he's worth like $100 million of people that he's conned out of money. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Someone else asked you how you evoke someone else's soul.
Easy, just the exact same way that you would evoke any other spirit. Uh, well, let me rephrase that, because there are certain spirits that have certain conjurations, like working with Simon Necronomicon. Like there's a special conjuration for each of those 50 spirits. You got to chant Ziki Kampa Ziana Kampa. All right, let's say you were evoking Belial, and you're saying, Belial come, Belial come, Belial Lord of the Earth come, Belial first to fall come, Belial starter of the war in heaven come, Belial, breaker of chains, come. Belial, the lawless one, come, who bows before no one, come. And I like to speak the conjuration Alash Tadalash Talash to, which is to initiate spiritual pacts, and also chant his song, which is it's Racha Belial. And then he gave me a second part to that song, which it's Racha Belial. But minus that, you would evoke a person's soul the same way you would evoke any other spirit. You would speak a basic general conjuration. So if I were going to evoke VK, I would speak his real name. I mean, I would say VK Jahannam too, because I mean that's what he answers to. I always ask people, do you have a nickname you go by? Do you have some other name that you identify with? And so I would say, VK Jahannam. I won't say your real name, but I would state your first and last name and say, I call and conjure you forth, VK, Prince of Power, come, VK, Brother in Darkness, come, VK, Brother in Light, come, VK, who bows before no one, come. Hear my words, see my signs, know that I command the universe to bring you before me. Come now forth from your body, let go of the flesh, and take your place within the triangle. Come now, let go of the flesh and stand before me within the flames. I give you license to appear. I give you power to manifest. I issue you the call to come. By the power of Shemyaza, I command you to come. BK come. BK come. And repeat that over and over and over again, usually about 3 times, saying that little spiel. That conjuration is all about it takes for them to show up. Sometimes it takes longer. Sometimes I have to try harder. But usually with Black Magician like VK, they usually show up the first about the time I finish the first conjure, like speaking it the first time. And if not, then I just repeat that shit over and over and over. I get more and more forceful. I'll throw handfuls of powder bull blood into the fire, and I'll say this word, this command word called Met Sin Deselt May. Met Sin Deselt May. That's a command word to call something to you. All right. And if I have to get even more forceful, then I always evoke Shemyaza and Astarte before I do a deification rite,
Mhm.
before I try to summon somebody, because they're the ones that gave me the ritual. Or Shemyaza gave me the ritual, and Astarte, Ishtar, is the first human being that was deified by Shemyaza and became a god or a goddess. So I always summon them and ask them to help me pull and escort the person's soul to and from their body safely. I ask Astarte specifically to escort them to and from their body safely and to hold space and protection over their body while I'm performing this ritual, because you are in an extremely vulnerable state when I pull you out of body. You're an empty vessel laying there, and something else could jump in you and take over your flesh. All right. So that's why the preliminary protective rituals are so important that I demonstrate in my video course and that I perform each and every time I do this ritual. I've never had a negative reaction to it, but I've always taken those precautions to protect the body while the soul is absent.
Mhm.
So I went a little deeper into that question than I meant to, but yeah.
It's all good. Everyone make sure to like the stream. Someone asked
Yeah.
why the two of us look like lawn gnomes.
Why we look like lawn gnomes?
Yes.
Well, because I personally find lawn gnomes very sexy. That's why I have shaved my head and got like my beard down to a point. VK, like he doesn't have the beard for a lawn gnome, and he doesn't have the shaved head, but he does have the face of a lawn gnome. Like his face, like even if he shaves his face completely and grows his hair out long, he still looks like a fucking lawn gnome. It's like right here. It's the nose and the eyes and the Jewish ears. Y'all didn't know VK was a secret Jew?
For those of you who aren't aware, many people believe this.
He's a self-hating Jew, which is why he used to be a Nazi. He was a member of the Nazi party right up until they found out he was a Jew, and then they kicked him the fuck out, and now he's a liberal. Now he supports gay people and trans people, and he even supports black people. Right? Right? You
Yeah.
support the right to be black, right?
Yes.
Okay. I don't personally. I'm just like whatever. If you're black, then I mean, I won't hate you for it because you can't help it, but I'm not going to hang out with you.
If we have to hang out with you, we'll talk very slowly. No.
It, I'll tell you what, man. I've definitely got black fatigue at this point after watching all the political shit. And I know a handful of black folks that don't fall into that category that I respect and I'm cool with, but for the most part, I'm just like, man, fuck you. I didn't own no slaves. Nobody in my family ever owned a slave. Uh, fuck you if you don't like me and you got a problem and you think I owe you something. But I'm sorry to say that on your channel, but hey, it's true.
um, Someone happened to ask about exactly what you wanted to talk about. What happens to occultists specifically in the afterlife?
That's a good goddamn question. What happens to anybody in the afterlife? I don't know. I can't tell you. All I can tell you for certain, because I have died before, my heart has stopped twice in this life. Once before I came out of my mom's rotten vagina, and then the night that I finally made contact with Belial. So when I was born, like my mother wanted to have a home birth. She had two different midwives. We lived a good 45, 50 minutes away from the closest hospital, like out in the middle of nowhere in the woods. Yeah, she wanted to have a home birth. So there's two different midwives there. And not only would I not come out when she pushed, but they reached, I guess they stuck a whole hand up in her pussy and said, "Oh fuck, the cord's around his neck, and we don't have a heartbeat. Like he's fucking strangling to death. He's dead,
Mm.
dead in the womb, strangled by my cord, by my umbilical cord." So they call an ambulance. They rush me to the hospital. It's 45 minutes to get there. 45 minutes. The EMTs and the ambulance can't find a heartbeat. Can't find a heartbeat. And so they're pretty much, they told my mother, like, we're going to take your dead kid out of you when you get to the hospital. It's going to
Mm.
be a stillbirth. Like, he's not alive. He's strangled. And so miraculously, as soon as they get her in there on a fucking gurney, she shits me out and I'm alive. Um, Gave birth to a perfectly healthy baby.
Mm.
And then the second time that I'm quite certain that I know I died. I know my heart stopped because my body was cold.
Mm.
Like it was the night that I made contact with Belial. Um, I was in a bathtub. If you guys watch my channel and you've seen that video where I talk about this, then you already know the story. But yeah, my heart stopped, and I was in a bathtub full of hot water. I don't know how long I was in there in that state, but when I came to and started breathing again, the water was cold, and my body was fucking ice cold, and I literally felt the blood start pumping again through my extremities, like all my hands and feet and shit. Everything was asleep. Like when you fall on your or go to sleep on your arm or whatever, and you wake up and your hands numb, and you roll over and you feel the blood go back in your fingers, and it gets all tingly and prickly. It was like that everywhere, dude. I felt this like fire in my chest when my heart started beating again, and I like and I was flopping around, and I didn't have any control over my limbs at first, and I like just laid there in the tub for a few minutes, and I felt the blood pumping through my body again. It was nuts, dude. So yeah. Anyway, did I answer the question or did I trail off?
You answered the question, yeah.
All right.
So I believe that once you transcend the cycle of reincarnation or achieve self deification, as we may call it, you basically get to do whatever you want in the afterlife. There are some black magicians, such as my late friend Joshua Savage, who have their own dominions or thrones within the infernal plane.
See, Mothra's in the chat. She said, "What's up, Jess? What's up, Mothra? We were just talking about you, or talking about you and JD. Um, got no issues with you at all. Still like you and everything. Got no issues with JD either. He can come and talk to any of us anytime he wants."
Except me, I had his number blocked before this.
Oh, okay. Well, don't call VK then.
Um,
No, I'll tell you what, man. Like, I, the only thing that's going to ever make things okay with me and JD after all that is if, when and if I see him again, he has to bend over and grab his ankles, and I get to kick him in the butthole with my steel toe boots, like square in the butthole. Like, have you ever been kicked in the butthole?
no, I haven't.
Like with like boots or whatever, or even bare toes?
I haven't been kicked in the butthole at any point in my life, boots or not.
Dude, I was, man, I hate to even admit this, but yeah, I was like 15 years old and we were roughhousing in my living room, like me and two or three of my friends. Like we fought rough, man. Like we really beat the shit out of each other. But anyway, like I was on my back wrestling with one of my buddies, and I like pulled my leg back to like try to wrap him up in a goddamn chokehold with my legs. And this little bastard, his younger brother, he was like 10 years old. I couldn't even beat his ass afterwards,
Mhm.
came running up and kicked me right in the asshole. Like his fucking tip of his boot hit me right in the butt, right in the butthole. That was the worst pain I've ever felt, man. I was like laying on the ground, flopping around with both hands holding my butthole. So that's what it's going to take for me to forgive you, JD. You got to let me inflict that butthole pain on you, kick you right in the ass.
So Trill Gates asked if Abraxas is especially difficult to summon or work with. I say absolutely not. Um, I have to pee, but they also want to know if you have had any success with Abraxas.
No, I've never summoned Abraxas. But while you go pee, I'm going to take a minute to tell them about my Patreon, if that's okay.
Go right ahead.
All right, yeah, VK has quite a bigger following on Patreon than I do, so I mean, I figure why not cross advertise on his channel? So, I light this cigar real quick. It smells like ass, but let's see if it's any good. All right, it doesn't taste like ass. It's actually pretty smooth. But anyway, later tonight, either tonight or tomorrow, depending on the weather, I'm going to be performing my monthly Patreon group ritual. This month, it's Abaddon. It's the rite of destruction with Abaddon to attack and destroy your enemies, including your hidden enemies, people that you don't know hate you, as in frenemies, friends that are jealous of you, that are going to eventually betray you or harm you in some way, and future enemies. I mean, fuck, why not? If all time is present to the demons, then why not do rituals to attack your future enemies before you ever meet them? Fuck, I don't want to meet my future enemies. I want to kill them now before they ever come into my life and do me harm. So if somebody is going to do me harm or fuck my woman or fucking shoot me or rob me or steal from me or hurt my child or anything like that, even 20 years in the future from now, I want to kill them now. Even if you're going to fucking hurt me 20 years from now, I'm going to kill you now. Why am I going to let you live long enough to hurt me? All right. Why am I going to let you live until you hurt me? No, you're my enemy no matter what, because all time is present to the demons. All right. I might not know who my future enemies are, but Abaddon does. Abaddon can see your life from beginning to the end. It's like a movie for them. And they can fast forward or rewind, and they can enter into your life and influence things at any point that they desire to. So you can actually summon a demon and ask them to fuck with the past. You can ask them to go back in time and change something in order to put you on the right track to manifest what you're asking for in the near future. All right. Like they can fuck with your life and make changes at any point. So, yeah, I want to kill my future enemies before they have a chance to harm me. I want to go through life without any more enemies. I want to be able to like never be harmed again. I don't want anybody to harm my family again. I don't want anybody to try to fucking fuck my wife or girlfriend or fiance or hurt my daughter or steal my money or anything. Anybody that's ever going to harm me at any point in the future, I want to kill them now. I want to cause them to have a car wreck now. Or I want to give them cancer now so that they die before they have a chance to fuck with me. All right. That's the group ritual that I'm doing later tonight for my Patreon, my top tier Patreon subscribers. And I do a ritual like that. This is a sacrificial rite. It's a full on, I chop the head off a chicken, like full on group ritual sacrificial rite. I pull out all the stops. And I do this every fucking month for all of my top tier subscribers. And they also get access to all of my content, like all the rituals that I do, all the rituals that I've discovered, all the fucking secrets that I've figured out that I've never put out to the public. I put them on my Patreon. So you get access to all my shit and you get included in a group ritual every single month. This month, we're going to kill your current enemies and your future enemies. Uh, well, it's the beginning of the month. I'm doing it tonight. This last month's ritual, we had a bunch of bad weather, so I'm not doing it tonight. Now this month, at the end of the month, I'm doing a rite with Belial. All right, so subscribe to my Patreon, see how I do all my shit. You can learn everything that I know how to do, and you get included in a sacrificial rite every single month. That's my spiel, my sales pitch. Buy my shit. Subscribe to my Patreon speech.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So I see someone asked, is there a spirit to separate people from their ancestors? So there's a way to fuck up someone's connection to the death current and the dead in general. That would be close to what you're trying to do. Um, First, you want to summon the Clefothic Archdemon Niantiel, Niantiel. So you want to summon Niantiel and then also summon whoever your patron demon is. And you ask the two of them together to fuck up that person's connection to the death current. That should about do what y'all are going for.
Sounds good. I don't know much about what you just talked about, so I'm glad you got that question.
What do I think of people who call themselves wizards? I mean, I don't debate semantics. Let them.
Wizard, sorcerer, witch, black magician, like I guess there's a difference. If you get into like the Wiccans and the green witches and the gray witches and the black witches, but we don't really fall into any of those categories. Like a black magician is like a blanket term for somebody that does not follow any fucking rules. That's how I look at it. Like we can do anything. We can delve into any system. We can delve into any religion. If I want to work with a deity from the Muslim religion, if I want to work with Allah, then I can summon Allah and ask him to fucking do something horrible to somebody, especially a female. Like if I had an enemy that was a female, like why wouldn't I summon Allah? Like he is the most woman hating God that I know of. Okay. So, but do I have to bow down and worship them? Do I have to commit to that religion? Do I have to touch my head to the floor 5 times a day? Does it matter how many Allah worshiping Hajis I may or may not have killed? No. Okay. Like there is no karma, there is no commitment. We do not put any entity above ourselves. All right. That's why the whole, become a living God thing. Like people are always giving EA coding shit. They're like, oh, are you saying you're a living God? He's like, no, it says become a living God. It's a goal. We are trying to become like the gods. It's a state of becoming. You are never going to be a god in this flesh. Okay. But we are striving to become as godlike as possible. We are striving to be able to do the things that the gods do. All right. Kill like the gods, create like the gods, manifest like the gods, become friends and allies with the true gods. Deify yourself as much as possible, and possibly ascend to fourth level density, as they call it, like so many others throughout history that we know of that claim or they say they have. Jesus Christ supposedly ascended from third level. We're here in the 3D world. We're 3D. We're on the third dimension, the third level density. All right. Well, Jesus Christ supposedly rose from the dead and became a god, or became fourth level density. You know, he became deified compared to us. Doesn't mean there's not a fifth level or a sixth level or a 10th level. Supposedly there's 12 or 13 or whatever, and we're on the third. Okay, so Genghis Khan is another one that rose to fourth level density.
I didn't know.
Spartacus. Everybody should have seen the TV series Spartacus.
It's really good.
That's a true story. Like they got that shit so spot on. That's one of my favorite shows of all time because they got it so accurate. What happened?
So,
Okay, he rose. His body disappeared from the battlefield. Like
I
they
didn't know
saw
that.
him. Yeah, yeah. It's Alien Resurrection on Ancient Aliens. They talk about him. Um, just like Jesus rose from the dead and his body disappeared from the tomb. Same thing with Spartacus. All right, like they think that if you live a certain type of exemplary life, if you accomplish certain things, if you achieve greatness in this life, then you will be resurrected into fourth level density. Now, whether it's aliens doing it, whether it's aliens or angels or demons or whatever, it's the higher beings that exist on the fourth dimension. They're saying, okay, this motherfucker impressed us.
Mm,
Jesus really impressed us, so we're going to take his body and reanimate it or clone him, resurrect him. All right, because we cannot let that man die. All right, same thing with Spartacus. All the people that supposedly were there when he died or whatever that failed to bring his body back to the fucking emperor or whatever, they were executed.
mm.
They reported that they killed him on the battlefield, but then his body disappeared. Where'd it go? There's nothing but Romans around where he died. No, his body disappeared from the battlefield. He was
Mm.
resurrected. We are playthings to the gods. All right. We are entertainment. We are the gods that are playing this game in these avatars. All right. And like, I'd be honest, man. Like, I talked about this in a video not long ago. There's times when I'm just like, man, I'm done playing this game. I just want to fucking check out. I want to blow my brains out or jump off a cliff. I'm sick of this shit. I'm tired of it. You know, my kid's grown and, like, fuck. You get tired of playing this game, but I won't check out because I know it's a fucking game. And if you do that, then you don't win. You don't beat the game. All right. Like they are not going to respect you or like imagine this is like a total recall scenario where me, you, VK, and everybody else that we know, we're all sitting around and we're like, okay, we're gonna plug in to this reality like Westworld or Total Recall, this virtual fucking game where we don't remember who we are. All right, and it's going to be like 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes in real life, but it's going to seem like an entire lifetime to us in this simulation. And we're taking bets. We're going to say, put me in the most fucked up situation you can put me in, and I'll become a king. All right. Put me in Spartacus's shoes, like make me a fucking slave and a gladiator and watch. I'll become the best gladiator and I'll conquer everything, conquer Rome, whatever. Or Genghis Khan, Temujin. Yeah, put me in this situation. Let this fucking tribe come and abduct my wife and see if I don't raise an army and take over Mongolia and the biggest portion of the world that's ever been conquered. All right. Genghis Khan, he was just a fucking dude. His name was Temujin.
Mm.
And he married. I mean, he was an above average warrior. Obviously, he was a badass. He married the most beautiful woman in his tribe. All right, so he's off hunting, and a rival tribe comes and they abduct his wife, and the chief of this other tribe rapes her and gets her pregnant and tries to force her to be his wife. So Temujin comes back and finds that his village has been massacred and his wife has been taken, and she's getting fucking raped by this other dude, this other leader of this other tribe. So what does he do? He fucking raises a small army. He goes around to all these different groups in Mongolia. He raises a fucking army and he goes and he wipes out that entire tribe. He fucking killed that dude in a horrible, brutal way and got his wife back. And he gets her back and finds out she's pregnant, all right, with this motherfucker's baby. All right. A lot of dudes would have, especially back then, would have chucked that baby off a cliff or aborted it because they knew how to do that back then too. They had cut wives, they cut it out of them. No, he allowed her to give birth to that child and he raised it as his own. Maybe because he didn't know if it was his or the other guy's. But yeah, and so he raised such a force in order to go avenge the kidnapping of his wife that now he's got an army at his back. And he's like, why am I going to stop there? I'm going to fucking take over all of Mongolia. You know, I'm going to take over the whole fucking world. The world is mine, you know, because if I rule the world, ain't nobody raping my wife ever again. And that's what he fucking did, man. Like, god damn. The shit that guy did, like riding out with a smaller force, especially when he was becoming like the Great Khan and conquering all of his territory, the largest amount of land mass that's ever been conquered, like more than Nazis, more than the Americans, more than the Russians. Like he had the biggest empire the world has ever seen in our lifetime. And he started off small. He would ride off against an army to like engage an army that was twice his army in the numbers, had twice as many soldiers. And he was also a sorcerer. He was a shaman king. All right. They called him a shaman king. This motherfucker would go to a mountaintop and perform some kind of ritual. And then a fucking tornado would roll through the enemy's camp and wipe them out. And he would ride in behind the tornado, literally ride behind the tornado and kill everyone that was left. Or an ice storm would hit the enemy camp. Like he did this dozens of times, this documented, where he would summon storms in order to help him take out armies that were twice as big, sometimes 3 or 4 times bigger than his army. Like that's fucking crazy. That's my inspiration, dude. Genghis Khan, Jesus Christ, Moses, part of the Red Seas, caused the 7 plagues of Egypt, went to battle with all the Pharaoh's sorcerers, and it turned into this magical battle between black magicians that eventually ended in the death of every firstborn child in Egypt. Like, holy fuck, dude. That shit really happened. And these are men, these are mortal men just like us that did these things. Now you say, why can't we do these things now? Is it necessary right now? Have you ever had to part a sea or an ocean to keep from dying or to keep your people from being slaughtered by the army that's behind you? No. Moses didn't know he was going to do that. He had to do it. It's like, I've got all these people standing behind me that are about to be massacred by this fucking army. And if I can't part this ocean, then we're dead. So I might as well try. And he had his staff. He used to carve, according to history, all his successes as a magician. Like every miracle he performed, every ritual that he did that worked, like every time he did the impossible, he would carve the date and what he did into his staff. And he would look at that anytime that he had to do something that he didn't think he could do. or didn't know if he had the strength to do it or was capable of it, he would look at his staff and be like, okay, I did this, I did this, I did this. If I can do all of these things in the past, then I can do whatever I have to do now. All right. He did that to remind himself what he was capable of.
I'm going to answer three questions quickly. First, I condemn the Gregorius Temple of Satanaio. I have seen much evidence online that it is an abusive cult that participates in the online grooming of girls as young as 13 and 14. Second, Abaddon can appear as either male or female. I've seen him as both. And third, like it or not, a lot of scumbags have transcended the cycle of reincarnation. There's not as much of a moral requirement for that as you would think. So, like, that's not a reason not to have morals, but that's still the reality. The same way you can be rich without being a good person, you know?
Hmm. Speaking of scumbags and predators and all that, you didn't ask me to say anything, and I'm not going to go into much detail, but you did stick up for me. You were the only one that publicly stuck up for me whenever my ex wife slandered me and tried to cancel me, claiming that I was an abuser and that I secretly abused her all these years,
Mhm.
and that I was some kind of monster and all that, which none of it was true. It was quite the opposite. But you were the only person that stuck their neck out. I mean, nobody that actually mattered turned against me.
Mm.
Like all my brothers stuck by me. Everybody that knew us personally fucking knew that none of that was true. That it was quite the opposite. Um, and everybody that mattered that worked with me professional, like EA and Timothy, the guy that built my radionics boxes, she contacted all those people personally and tried to get them to like turn on me and drop me. She contacted you, and me and you weren't even friends back then. Like we'd done one podcast, we didn't really know each other at all. But she
Right.
reached out to you. You didn't know me at all. And then when you got to know me, you were the only person that was willing to stick their neck out publicly and say, like, no, JS is innocent. He is not an abuser. He didn't do any of the shit he's been accused of, at risk of being attacked yourself. And that's why nobody else would say anything publicly because that knew better, because they knew that they were going to be risking their own reputation being slandered by this army of big fat man hating lesbian bitches that my ex-wife had collected to try to cancel me and curse me and ruin my reputation and all that. So I'm going to say that I've seen some ugly things being said about you on TikTok, Wish Talk, heard some ugly rumors about you. I'm not going to say what they are. Anybody watching probably has heard them or know them, but I'm going to say that they're bullshit. Okay. I'm going to say, I know this motherfucker. He's been my friend through thick and thin. I'm willing to stick my neck out there and put my own name and reputation on the line in order to defend his. And if indeed he has done anything horrible or illegal to someone, then go to the police and press charges. Otherwise, it's just bullshit talk. I trust this man with my family. I have had him living in my home, around my woman, around Siren, multiple times. He's lived in my house for months at a time. Didn't he spend a month with me in Georgia?
I've
One time
spent
he came to
two
visit.
up to 2 weeks.
Yeah, but that last time you came, you stayed almost a fucking month, dude.
No, just a little over a week. It was almost 2 weeks.
Okay. Well, it seemed like longer to me. But anyway, I'm just going to say VK's a good dude. I would trust him around my 17-year-old daughter. I would trust him alone with my beautiful fiance. And I trust this motherfucker just as much as I do my own flesh and blood brother. And I don't think he would ever do anything to harm a woman or a child or a weaker person. So I don't believe any of the bullshit that I've seen about you online. Now, could you be manipulative? I'm sure you could, motherfucker. Like, goddamn, you're intelligent. And do you get wrapped up in some stupid drama once in a while? Yeah, I've talked to you about that. But are you a bad guy? Are you a predator? Absolutely not. And I'll put my reputation on that. This man is a good dude.
I appreciate that. Behemoth X said the same. Thank you. I still haven't seen most of the shit that's being posted about me. Personally, there is no force on this planet that could convince me to watch a grooming apologist interview my abusive ex about me. But yeah, no, I'd genuinely rather watch the entire Human Centipede trilogy back to back. It is not fucking happening.
Yeah. I never watched Human Centipede, but I did watch the South Park spoof of it.
I didn't know
And
there was
and
one.
and Siren watched Human Centipede, and she was like, "No, that's really what he did. He sewed uh, three people together, ass to mouth, and like, oh my god, that's like the worst thing I can imagine. Can you imagine having your mouth sewed to someone's butthole and having shit in your mouth and you having to swallow that and then shit into someone else's mouth, or being the guy at the back that has to eat both people's recycled poo? I'll tell you what, you could sew my mouth to that ass and super glue my entire face, and I would rip it the fuck off before I would swallow some diarrhea. That's crazy. But it did give me a really sick idea to do if I ever were to get my hands on more than one pedophile at a time. Yeah.
So, about someone asked about the Roman god Saturn. So, his energy is heavy and cold, and he is kind of strict. But basically, his alchemy will help you with Kundalini work, curse work, death magic. It'll permanently strengthen your natural spiritual defenses. Um, he likes myrrh, incense, and offerings of dead things. Yeah, the color blue is good for summoning him. Um, and how can one beat the cycle of rebirth? Just keep pursuing spiritual attainment through whichever, paradigm you are drawn to. Doesn't I don't care if it's Hinduism, Satanism, whatever it is, just keep working at it.
All right.
Oh,
Somebody said, I'm curious what demons you both recommend for manifesting opioids, such as oxycodone or spiritually replicating the effects of it. Okay, first of all, I'm going to say, like, go to
don't.
the doctor and get a referral. Tell them your butt hurts really bad and get a referral to a pain clinic, and they'll give you some fucking opioids. Or you can go buy them from any random brown person standing on the street corner in any city. I wouldn't summon a demon to manifest opioids for you. If you wanted to replicate it with magic, there is one thing you might be able to do, and that's to either print off the oh god, what's the um I can't think of the right name for it. The periodic table scientific component looks like a sigil to represent. Like there's one for cocaine. Like if you and I saved it in my phone for this experiment. All right, it's like the sigil for cocaine or the sigil for oxycodone. It's like the scientific periodic component table. It's like a symbol. Or you could obtain like a little bit of that substance, like one oxycodone, and put it on a radionics box. All right, put it on a radionics box, put it on the input plate, tune the input dials to the frequency of that drug, and then put a drop of your blood or a little bit of your hair or a piece of your fingernail on the output plate and tune the dials to your frequency. Now, what that box will do is it will start pumping the frequency, the energy of that substance into you, and it will cause your body to start to vibrate at the same frequency as whatever you put on that input plate, which will cause an effect. So if you put an oxycodone on the input plate of a radionics box, if you can tune the dials correctly and then put your own DNA on the output, then after about 30 minutes, you're going to start to notice pain relief. All right. And this is best done if you're in pain. How high are you going to get from this? I don't know. I've not done it with some oxycodone. I've done it with mushrooms. Like I put a fucking magic mushroom. VK bought them for me, or when he was visiting, he ordered them off Facebook and had them shipped here. I didn't think they were going to be legit, but they were, dude. They were some good ass mushrooms. But yeah. I put a little piece of a mushroom on a box and put myself on the output and went and did a meditation. I was like almost totally tripping balls without taking any mushrooms. So yeah, you can do that with a radionics box. But as far as summoning a demon and asking them to bring you drugs, why don't you just go find a person on the street corner and ask them? You have better luck.
I think I'm going to close it out here. Do you have any final words?
Well, do we have any other questions?
Not any good ones.
Not any good ones? All right, final words. Holy shit. Man, there's a lot of comments in the chat that I didn't even see. Like, stop there for a minute. Final words, man? No, just I fucking love you, bro. I love doing these live streams. Hope I didn't talk too fucking much,
No, you're good.
ramble too much about shit. Um, People asked some sensitive questions there that needed some explanation, but no, I'll reiterate what I said. This is a good dude. I love him. I trust him. He's had my back, and I will always have his, no matter what. And yeah, check out my fucking Patreon, guys. If you don't know who I am, you never heard of me, check out my Patreon. I'm trying to build that shit up. This dude has a bigger following on Patreon than me. So I'm hoping that some of you that are subscribed to his will come and check out mine as well.
I love you too. Hail the Infernal Empire.
Hails, brother.